Hello, my wonderful friend. Today's video is titled, She Lost Interest, How to Reattract Her and Get Results Fast. Have you ever been in a situation where you thought things were going really well with a gal, but then she randomly rejects you and you have no idea why? Maybe she won't talk to you anymore, or she maybe even blocks you, or maybe she says, well, we should just be friends. Why does that happen, and what do you do about it? If that's what you're wondering, then make sure you pay close attention and watch to the end, because that's exactly what I'm going to be sharing with you in this video. It's time to say goodbye to random rejection, don't you think? Well, before we dive in, if this is your first time watching one of my videos, my name is Melannie. I'm a Christian dating coach for men. I teach you how to stop wasting your time and energy on bad relationships and dead-end relationships by learning the skills you need to instead get your dream girl and your dream relationship. The best part is I'm a certified coach, so what I teach you is science-based. There are zero mind games. So if you're sick of playing mind games, this is the place for you. Make sure you subscribe, ring the notification bell, and give me a big thumbs up. I have men reach out to me all the time saying, hey, I thought things were going really well, and now all of a sudden she won't talk to me, or she just blocked me, or she says we should just be friends. It hurts, right? That is never a fun place to be in. Here's what you need to know. There is one solution, and it is always the same solution. No matter what your dating or relationship question or challenge is, the answer, the solution, is always the same thing. No matter the challenge, the answer is always that you need the right dating and relationship skills. I know, I feel a little bit like a broken record, but guys, it's because the solution is always the same. Now we're going to be going over some of the most important skills that are going to help you reattract her in just a minute. I want to make sure though first that I'm very clear on this point. The solution is always that you need the right skills. Science tells us that attraction is skill-based. So if you have any hope of reattracting her, you need to do it by learning the right skills. If you don't learn those skills, you're going to lose her permanently, and this cycle is going to just keep happening to you. But instead, when you learn the right skills and when you're a boss at that, you are absolutely irresistible to your dream girl. And that attraction is very automatic and very, very natural. So you're not going to have to rely on mind games and tricks that are actually short-term strategies that do not work. Instead, you will just be a magnet for your dream girl. That sounds way better, right? So now that you understand that, let's dive into some of the most important skills. If she lost interest, this is how to reattract her and how to get results fast. So first up, you need to know how to pursue her and how to pursue her the right way. There is a big difference between pursuing her the wrong way and pursuing her the right way. Here's the honest truth, guys. Women are attracted to men who are masculine. Obviously, that's how God created women. And one of the most masculine things a guy can do is pursue her. Again, as long as he does it the right way. This makes her feel safe with him and makes her see him as confident and attractive. So one of the most important things you can learn how to do is pursue her. Make sure you also watch this video where I teach you a little bit more about what it means to pursue and pursue the right way. I will put a link to watch that in the description below. Another reason why pursuing is so important, if she lost interest, and why you need to learn how to do it to reattract her, is women are really good at picking up cues, body language, and things like that. And because women, this is again how God made us, because she's so good at picking up those things, she thinks you picked up on it too. So when she sends the signs that she's interested in you, that she thinks you're cute, that she wants you to ask her out, if you don't pick up on that and if you don't pursue her, that's rejection. She's crushed, she's hurt, she's embarrassed, she's moving on. And so one of the main reasons why women lose interest is you didn't pursue her, which to her is rejection. I have so many men come to me heartbroken and I feel terrible. They're like, what happened? And it's like, she sent the signs, you didn't act, you didn't pursue, she lost interest. Now, here's the good news. If you learn the right way to pursue, along with the other skills I'm going to share with you, you can very often reattract her if you act fast. You don't want to waste time doing this because if she's moving on, she's moving on. So you want to make sure you take this very seriously. The next thing you need to know if she lost interest, and my next tip for how to reattract her and get those results fast, is you need to understand what a healthy relationship is and how to create one. This really comes down to understanding the basics of a healthy relationship. This is something most people are not remotely taught about. It's not something we learn about in TV or music, in the media. So most people are completely clueless when it comes to the basics of a healthy relationship. But if she's a 10 out of 10, she understands the basics of a healthy relationship. She knows that that's how the two of you will create a happy, lifelong relationship. And so she's looking for a man who also has those skills. This is why often a woman will be attracted to a man initially. He's fun, he looks interesting, he's attractive, she gets to know him better. But as she gets to know him, she realizes this guy is clueless when it comes to dating and relationship basics. He has no idea how to create a healthy relationship. Do you know what that sounds like? That sounds like a bad bet, right? That makes sense. Why in the world would you want to be in a relationship with someone who doesn't understand how to create a good one? And so that causes her to lose interest. That causes her to walk away. This is why sometimes it'll look like it's going really good because initially she's attracted, she's interested. But then when she sees, oh, he doesn't understand healthy relationship basics, she loses interest because she needs to find someone who does understand that. I'm going to be very upfront with you guys. This is probably the number one reason I see women losing interest. It is not because they're jerks. It's not because they hate you. It's simply because they're looking for a safe bet because frankly, they can find it. And so if you're going to reattract her and if you're going to make sure women stop losing interest in you, it is critical that you learn these skills. You must make sure that you understand this if you're going to stop women from losing interest in you and frankly, re-attract this gal that you're interested in. I have a free masterclass for you that's going to create tons of clarity. I know it can feel a little overwhelming at first, right? It can feel like a foreign language. First off, don't panic. It's very simple once you dive in and start learning these things. This is why I created my masterclass for you. So if you don't want her to lose interest and you want to know how to reattract her, make sure you watch that masterclass. There is a link in the description below. I will also put a link in the pinned comment. Okay, if she lost interest, you need to know how to reattract her and get results quickly. The next thing you need to understand is what it means to be needy and aggressive. Many people think being needy and being aggressive are two different things. They're like opposite. But in reality, they're the same thing, especially to women. When a man is needy, he feels a little bit desperate and he becomes very aggressive. One of the main reasons this happens is if a man gives his heart away too soon. He sees this girl, he thinks she's insanely attractive and adorable, and emotionally, he becomes married to her. This is a real thing. I'm not making this up. We can become emotionally married to someone that we're not married to. I tell my clients in my program all the time, do not marry her before you are married to her. You give your heart too soon, you become too invested in the relationship before it's appropriate to even do that. It's very common, very easy to do, but it actually messes up your relationship and scares her to death. If you give your heart to her too soon, if you put too much pressure on the relationship because you know she's the one, it freaks her out. It scares her to death because you start acting like she's your wife because emotionally you kind of feel like she's your wife. She's not your wife. And so she is scared to death. So she's done. She loses interest. Even if she was like, wow, this is a really cool guy. She's done now because she's scared to death. Women have an internal built-in safety alarm. And if anything triggers that, she's done. Not because she's a jerk, but because she's scared. So if you want to make sure she stops losing interest and if you want to make sure you re-attract her, you need to understand how to protect yourself emotionally. You need to understand what makes someone needy and how to not be needy. And you need to understand how to move at the right pace. And the truth is, that's a very freeing thing to know. So many people, because they give their heart too soon, they go from heartbreak to heartbreak to heartbreak to heartbreak, and it's terrible. This is again why I teach my clients to move at that right pace, so that you don't marry her before you marry her, and instead relationships can be fun. Then when the relationship is at a point where you are ready to marry her, it's a beautiful thing, and everything has happened in the appropriate time. And instead of it being one heartbreak after another, it's a crazy, incredible love. Okay, is this making sense so far? Do you see why learning these skills will stop her from losing interest and help you reattract her? If you are enjoying this, and if you would like more videos on this topic, be sure to comment boss to let me know so that I can make more for you. And as always, if you have any questions, leave those in the comments too. Seriously, I love hearing from you guys in the comments, so make sure you leave one. Okay, if she loses interest, you need to know how to reattract her and get results quickly. The next thing you need to know is that to a certain extent, this is normal. That one of the reasons we date is because we're not compatible with everyone. And so often, it's really not personal. It's just that you're not compatible. However, what you need to know how to do is learn if you're compatible quicker and be able to assess that. This is one of my favorite things to teach my clients. When you create real clarity, you're able to know faster if you are compatible or not. So while there will always be a little bit of risk as you get to know someone new, it is dramatically less and nowhere near as emotional. The fear of rejection goes down and the embarrassment and awkwardness go down. So one skill you need to learn is how to tell if you are compatible sooner and quicker. That's going to save you a ton of heartache. The biggest thing to remember, guys, is when you have the right skills, this is all automatic. It's natural. You kind of don't even have to think about it. It's just a part of who you are. There are zero mind games. And you can get that 10 out of 10 because you have become a 10 out of 10. That's really cool, isn't it? This is why I love teaching these skills so much. So would you like my help with this? It can feel a little overwhelming, right? Make sure you watch that free masterclass to learn more. It's going to create so much clarity for you and help you go from being lonely and frustrated and stressed out about relationships to like really enjoying them. So make sure you watch that free masterclass. There is a link in the description below. Okay, let's sum up what you have learned. If she lost interest, you need to know how to reattract her and get results fast. The first thing is make sure you know how to pursue her the right way. Women will most definitely lose interest if you do not pursue. But if instead you learn how to pursue her the right way, wow, that is insanely attractive to her. That is what she is looking for. Next up, make sure you understand the basics of a healthy relationship and that you understand how to create that type of relationship. If she's a 10 out of 10, she already has those skills. And so she's looking for a man who also does. If you do not have those skills, she loses interest because she really needs to find someone who has the same skills she does. But if instead you have those skills, whoa, you are a heartthrob. You are like melting her heart, and that's what makes her fall in love with you. And if she lost interest, you need to know how to reattract her and reattract her fast. You need to make sure you understand the difference between being needy and aggressive, and just make sure you know how to move at the right pace. One thing that scares women and scares women so fast is when you're kind of like emotionally married to her. Like I mentioned, you do not marry her before you marry her. Make sure you know how to move at the right pace so that you're not needy, so that you're not aggressive. And next up, if she lost interest, you need to know how to reattract her. Make sure that you know how to tell if you're compatible sooner. There are very simple skills you can learn that help you identify if you're compatible quicker. So rather than getting hurt, you're able to just know, probably wouldn't work with her. And frankly, you don't take it so personally when it doesn't work. Because in all honesty, to a large extent, that's what dating is about, is being able to identify if you're compatible or not and meeting new people and seeing if it will work. But you can dramatically reduce the amount of time it takes, and you can dramatically reduce how painful it is simply by understanding how to tell if you're compatible or not. Make sense? Thank you so much for watching, my amazing friend. If you learned something new, be sure to give me a big thumbs up and subscribe and ring the notification bell. I want to hear from you in the comments. Which of these tips are you going to apply first? Which one surprised you the most? And if you want more videos like this one, make sure you comment boss so that I know that you enjoyed it and you would like more. Do you have a friend who's been struggling with women losing interest? It's so painful. Please share this with him so that he doesn't have to wonder why this keeps happening and so that he knows how he can re-attract her. If we're not yet friends on social media, we need to be. And a little bit of a spoiler. If you follow me on Instagram, guys, I actually share exclusive content in my Instagram stories. Like, I don't share this anywhere else. And some of it is hilarious. I'm gonna be completely honest. So make sure you especially follow me on Instagram. There are links to all my social accounts in the description below. Thank you so much again for watching, my amazing friend, and have an amazing day. Boop, 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 boop. That was kind of fun. Okay. Bloof, bloof, bloof. That was just really fun. And the jets were flying overhead, so I had time to kill. So, okay, this is something most people... Yes. And next up, you need to know Hey, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh. Just kidding. It's so much more funny if you pretend you can't sing. Oh, I'm just kidding. I shouldn't be left alone with a microphone and a camera for too long.